Hey tankers, and welcome back to War the Tanks with PR154 and my little holiday ops town, Concealed Candyland. It is a fantastic name for a Christmas town. A terrible name to stick on the side of a van. Unfortunately, I don't own a van. What I do have, however, are 250 holiday ops large boxes that are being gifted to me by WarGaming, and that way I can open them up for you or see what's in the box. We can do a bit of a value assessment and help you make an informed choice as to whether these large boxes are right for you. Now, this particular video we have broken down into a couple of segments, so if you know everything there is to know about what are in the boxes, that's right, you can skip on through that. If you don't want to see my contortion of facial expressions as I open 250 boxes, you can skip through that as well. And then we'll get to the loot assessment and see, well, what is in 250 boxes, and then we'll roll into a value assessment and compare the contents of the box against your hard-earned dollars. So without further ado, let us get into it. Now, of course, the cost of boxes will vary from country to country. I live in Australia, so the value of these boxes are in Australian dollars. How that converts to your particular currency, be they New Zealand dollars, be they US dollars, or any other currency unit, I guess that's going to vary. But for all intents and purposes, I'm going to present this in terms of dollary-doos. The general principle is identical. The boxes come in bundles of escalating sizes, and with bigger boxes you get a higher discount for them. So the cheapest lot of boxes you can get is a set of 3 boxes. Now they are divided up into categories, be they Lunar, Magic, New Year and Christmas. Now that was really important in past holiday ops events. It's not so important this time around because in previous holiday ops they were really a grind about collecting Christmas decorations, which doesn't really apply this time. This time around it seems to be more about collecting resource, which we'll talk about, and that resource will essentially upgrade your features. It's certainly not as grindy as the previous holiday ops seasons have been. I mean, I'm already up to festive level 10. I've maxed out my credit and combat experience bonus, and I haven't opened any boxes to assist it. And so even a fairly casual player, only sort of a week and a half into the event, can make it to the peak festive level quite quickly. So whichever box you get is really not important because you're not trying to do that decoration collection grind as you might have had to do in previous seasons of holiday ops. So with every large box that you get, there is a 100% chance that you'll come away with 250 gold as well as 200 additional resources. So that is 50 that depend on the box's type, and then 150 being of a random arrangement. Now, these holiday ops resources are your rock crystal, your pure emerald, warm amber, meteoric iron. They have various applications between assisting with your Miller assignments or your Arnie assignments or upgrading the various items throughout your town. And then once you've done all that, you can actually use those resources to start creating tokens. And those tokens you've been awarded for various mission completions along the way, but you can also convert your holiday ops resources into tokens and run them through the token machine and have your shot at picking up a free Object 283. That's a tier 9 reward Soviet medium tank. That's only available through the token machine. There's a 86% chance of picking up Days of Premium account, more gold or credits. So the minimum amount of credits that you could possibly get there is worth 250 gold. The minimum amount of gold, 250 gold. 1 day of premium account, 250 gold. There is a 10% drop chance of the special character Red Sheer Cat. And Red Sheer Cat we haven't seen before. What Red Sheer Cat is gives you a series of missions. The mission rewards being, let me scroll down, a day of WoT premium account. There's a funny decal. I'm not sure what that decal is actually. And then you get this Catastic 2D style. Look, it's something I'm not going to be trying to leap out of a bush to crash tackle, but I think this is a fairly unique 2D skin for Holiday Ops 2023. And this is a skin that's likely not going to be able to come available until next year, so maybe you can be part of a group of people that can slap this on your tank, and for the next 12 months you can look back on it and say, I was there. But let's be realistic. What people are really interested in here are the tier 9 or 10 premium vehicles. Now, they only have a 2.5% drop, or 2.4% drop chance to be exact. Now, fortunately, there's a bit of a protection mechanism here that if you've opened 49 boxes and you haven't yet picked up a tier 9 or 10 premium vehicle, you are guaranteed one on the 50th box. You still don't have any control over what that's going to be, but it's going to be anyone that you don't already own. Now, they've introduced 3 new vehicles into the mix: M47 Iron Arnie, Shah Military 75, BZ 176. A few of you have probably seen these belting around the battlefield already. They've also introduced into the lineup Vipera and AMBT, who have also been released, but still highly desirable and sought after vehicles. There's also an 11.6% drop chance of these tier 2 to 5 premium vehicles. Now, often these vehicles, they might not necessarily be the best, but they often have quite an interesting playstyle to them. A couple of older tanks here, Panzerkampfwagen 38H, also known as the Minnie Mouse, very dangerous low-tier opponent. You've got the M3 Light, and 3 new entrants as well. Harry Hopkins, SU-2 122, is a double-barreled Soviet tank destroyer with twin 122mm main gun, and a captured KV-1, which the Germans have re-outfitted with a Commander Scapola and a 75mm gun. So some interesting historical discussion points to be had with that tank. They've introduced 5 new 3D styles to the mix, and they have a 5% drop chance. There's also 6 3D styles from previous holiday ops available. So that just about does it for the box content, so let's head on back to Concealed Candyland and we'll get on with opening some boxes. And normally when you click on this box section here for the first time, you'll get an animation come up with a choo-choo train and all those good things, and there's the choo-choo train at the back at the moment. So we've already tapped that, so it's not going to come up for us this time. What it is going to do is come to the loading screen here for the New Year's boxes. Now again, they have been gifted to me by WarGaming, and it's about 440 bucks worth of boxes here, so do bear that in mind if that's not consistent with your budget. Yeah, do not feel compelled that you need to get 250 large boxes. In fact, 200 would have been ample for me, because that would have actually guaranteed all of the tier 8 and 9 premium tanks that I don't have. But they've given me a bit of a mix here, about 62 to 63 of each type. Again, I don't think the type is so important this year, because the decoration collection, again, is not so grindy. Anyway, I'm waffling on here. Let us get into this. So we'll open 5 at a time, otherwise we'll be here till Christmas. We'll be literally here till Christmas. Alright. So, bit of gold here, a lot of resources, premium time, and 2 tanks. 2 tanks straight off the first 5 boxes. There's the Panzerkampfwagen 38H, the Minnie Mouse, and a new tank, A25 Harry Hopkins. So that's a nice start there. I've seen my community contributor colleague Ziggy having a lot of fun with the Harry Hopkins. Okay, now we're into an animation of sorts. Looks like we're strapped to the underside of a cat. We are indeed strapped to the underside of a cat. We're wandering up to the... Oh, this is really cool. Hi, Arnie. Hi, how are you? And here we are. My goodness. That fluffy guest looks rather familiar. So they've got a series of assignments here. You probably can't see that because my fat head's in the way. So you exchange a few more of these resources, and then that grants premium time and 2D customizations and a fun decal, apparently. So, man, that cat looks familiar. I wonder, buddy, have you been giving out Christmas cheer? Yeah, pretty good likeness. Something you're not telling me? You giving out Christmas cheer to all the people out there? Please put me down, PR. Alright, they say never work with children or animals. Alright, let's keep going with these boxes. So that's 6 open so far, and I guess the cat had come out of the... the cat was out of the box on the 6th one. Right, wasn't any other surprises that came there, and notice you can actually keep track of all that you've received from the boxes so far, and I assume that's going to last over the course of the event as well. So let's keep going, opening another 5 boxes. Gold and credits, and 3D style for FV4005 Stage 2. Now, I did end up picking this one up before, but this is the Choo Choo Train 3D style. It's actually technically a 4D style when you think about the sound that actually gets added to it as well. So that is very cool. It seems highly implausible from a battlefield tank of the 50s and 60s, but let's not get that, and let's not that get in the way of a good story there. All right, so bit of gold there, credits, a bit of premium time, 5 days of premium, 6 days of premium time, and the Thunderchild 3D style for FV4W5 Stage 2. Rolling on, we're still getting our guaranteed elements plus 250 gold, and then there's sort of the credits and what have you that come on top of that. Actually, very few instances here where we're getting the guaranteed amount, which is your 200 resources, 250 gold, which is technically worth less than what you pay for a box. So that's really pleasing to see. In box number 5, we've come up with the M3 Lite. Again, you can't really see that because my head's in the way. Maybe I should reconsider this. Let's move ourselves off to the right a little bit. Really no good spot to put this, is there? All right. Let's try that. Let's try that. So, all right, another 5. Let's go for it. Well, gold, premium time, credits, gold, and the KV1 and SU2 122. So I think we've picked up just about all of the reward tanks, unless there's another one I'm missing so far. Sorry, not the reward tanks, the tier 2 to 5 premium tanks. M3 Lite we picked up, and that has we've received the equivalent gold value there of 850, having received that one twice. I guess that's indicative of us having picked up all those tier 2 to 5 reward tanks. All right, looks like there's something we have not received before. So we have the tank dashing through the snow. In a 2-track open tops? No, definitely a closed top. Definitely a closed top. And it looks to be the Shah Military U-75. It's the Tier 9 French premium tank. So very happy to have that one added to the garage. I've seen them zipping around. Oh! Okay. And there's another one. Straight out of the next 5. What do we have here? Looks like it's going to be Iron Arnie. Looks like an over-armoured M47. So these things I've had a bit of trouble trying to penetrate frontally. Almost like a T26 E5 Super Pershing in a lot of ways. So keen to see what sort of damage that one can do out in the field as well. We shall continue. So it must have paused on that particular set there. Let's roll in and open another 5. The M3 Lite getting converted to gold, 850 of. Alright. Let's keep going, and we're only through our first lot of the New Year's boxes actually, and it's already been quite a good yield out of those first 63 odd boxes, 50 technically. And how about this 3D style for the Super Conqueror? You're not a historical style, but damn, that looks schmexy. That looks schmexy. If you're ever into like fantasy games like Skyrim, like Warhammer, there's a certain type of architecture associated with dwarves, and this seems to be quite consistent with it. I think this looks really schmexy. Jupiter Fulgur is the name of that style. So very nice indeed. And that's all from 50 New Year's boxes. So we're doing quite well. Getting into our 55th set of boxes, and we're onto our 3rd tier 8 to 9 premium tank. We are seriously bucking the trend here. Remember, there's only a 2.4% drop chance of tier 8 and 9 premium tanks, and we've managed to absolutely smash those chances, and we've come away with BZ 176. I assume BZ is the sound it makes when those rockets ignite. There's bzzz across the field, overtaking some of your fastest tanks from rollout. So very keen to wheel that one out, and my goodness, this is a horrendous amount of luck we are getting out of our first 63 boxes. I cannot understate this. But I guess World of Tanks, a game you'd rather be lucky at than good at. and that is the AMBT. So within the space of 63 boxes, we've actually picked up all 4 of the outstanding tier 8 and 9 reward tanks that I don't have that are available from this event. So that is just horrendously good luck. I don't feel that's likely. I don't feel that's likely to be replicated. That's our third conversion of the M3 Lite as well, for 850 gold, and then the last 2 of our New Year's boxes has yielded more gold and premium time. So, wow, that was a pretty good yield just from our first 63 boxes there. Horrendously good. In fact, for the balance of these boxes, realistically, it's going to be a matter of just gold and premium time and credits from this point forward. I'd suggest. So we'll keep this party rolling. Let's open another 5. Another M3 Lite converting to 850 credits. Another Panzer KW1 converted to 1500 gold rather. I said credits for the M3, didn't I? Another 3D star, and this one is going on the Minotauro. So a brand new 3D star for a brand new tank. Go away, Norton. Nobody likes you. Very nice indeed. 3D star for Contra Carry 3 Minotauro. I guess I've got to start going up that line now. So Asterius was the name of that 3D style, and that's a 750 gold compensation for the Panzer 38H. That thing's a bit of a weapon, though. I'm sure if you could buy it off the tech tree for 750 gold, there'd be a lot more people doing it. That thing is a absolute terror at that thing's an absolute terror at lower tiers. In fact, I don't think I have a proper low tier flog build for pushing through those stubborn daily missions. So I don't know. Maybe this is my time to shine. And a 3D style for Bachation 15558. That is pretty neat. And I suppose it's some of the smaller occasions of love that self-propelled guns get in the game from time to time. Fair bit of gold compensation now that these tier 8 and 9 premium tanks are rolling around. So it's 9100 gold received for the double up of Iron Arnie. I'm going to be absolutely swimming in garage slots as well. And another 3D star. This one is being applied to VZ55. And these AA mounts are pretty sweet. What's on the back there? Is that a mortar or a missile launch tube? Looks like a mortar because it's got the... I'm not sure what that is. If I had to guess, yeah, either a mortar or a recoilless rifle, launch tube of some description. Anyway, that is pretty neat. Pretty neat indeed. Again, a tech tree line I haven't really headed up, so I guess any excuse will do. 3D style is a good enough excuse as any. The 3D styles are a good enough excuse as any. Let us keep going. More compo for M3 Lite. Yeah, credits, gold, premium time, gold, credits. Absolutely swimming in it. Now I set myself a bit of a New Year's resolution this year that I was going to keep myself consistently above 10 million credits. Otherwise, and that's to make sure I could take advantage of various in-game events, in-game sales, and that sort of thing. That I'd have 10 million credits to sort of buy equipment and consumables and that sort of thing when they were actually on sale, instead of paying full price to it when I was scraping the bottom of the barrel. Which is fine. It's just the tech tree grind I've kind of committed to at the moment is the Type 5 Heavy. And I've just had an absolutely miserable experience with OHO. Now, with all these credits, I'm expecting I'm going to have to go and start grinding the Type 4 Heavy. So I'm certainly hoping that's going to be a better experience. All right, so we've opened 125 boxes so far. We've received all 9 vehicles that are available to us from this event, covering off those that I didn't have previously. So there were like 10 all up. I already had Vipera, so there were only 9 available for me to get, and then 15. Mostly the tier 2 to 5 vehicles compensated in gold. Picked up 5 3D styles. The Red Shear Cat, 83 days of premium time, over 70,000 gold, and nearly 6 million credits. So this is definitely going to be punching me back into the territory where I'll be expecting to jump back back onto the Type 5 Heavy line and start grinding some more Japanese heavy. That could be a little bit scary, but we'll see how we go. And we're only halfway there, folks. We're only halfway there in terms of the box opening. So let's see how this goes. More M3 light compensation. What I'm interested to see as well. There was a notifier that there were. Okay, here we go. So the guaranteed tier 9 or 10 drop still applies after you've received all those vehicles. So I expect what's going to happen within the next 6 boxes is that we'll get some sort of gold compensation for one of those tier 8 or 9 premium vehicles. So there we go. We have an Iron Arnie right there, and it's being compensated for us directly for 9,100 gold. So otherwise pretty well what we're expecting here is gold, credits, premium time, and compensated and compensation for vehicles that we've already secured out of this event, or have secured previously. Oh no, I tell a lie. There's still 3D styles in the mix. This one going onto Shah Future 4. Alright, so we've got some kind of launcher, an AA mount. As if this thing wasn't deadly enough. I wonder if there's an attachment to help try and improve that gun handling a little bit. But that is the Levant 3D style. And our last Lunar box. Oh no. Okay, another 3D style. This one for Stridsvan 103. I was looking forward to this one. So it looks like it's got an AA mount, a camera, some description. I know it's an optic, a radar, and a couple of these Zulu shields. I think these look a little bit out of place on a Swedish vehicle, but I'll leave that with them. Not really familiar with any Swedish colonisation of Africa, but that is the Sleipnir 3D style. Alright, 22 of these Lunar boxes left to go. More compensation for M3 Light. Now, interestingly, we've come away with all of the tanks that we could possibly want to come away with within the first 63 boxes. That's horrendously good luck, given there is 2.4% drop chance. So I don't want you thinking that's going to be the norm. I've certainly in past events I've had friends and colleagues that have bought a horrendous number of boxes only to be disappointed. So what we'll try to articulate, I guess, is the inherent value to the gold and credits and what have you. All right, so more compensation here for the AMBAT, 9,850 gold. Yeah, it's not going to be likely to drop these tanks on us now that we have all of them. So, but we'll expect within this set with about 50 boxes left. So that's 1,500 for SU 2 122. Okay, good to know. More compensation for M3 light. You stand quite a high chance. There's 11.66% drop chance off these tier 2 to 5 premium vehicles. So yeah, quite a good chance that one of those is going to come your way. And we have another 3D style. This one for the Sheridan. So what have we got? Looks like some swimming gear. Nice double AA mount. Might even be more effective, arguably, than the main gun on XM 551 Sheridan. And another line I haven't really been tempted to go down, particularly since the high explosive nerf. I'm yet to work out what the practical application of those vehicles are in the current meta. But we are playing through Chaffee at the moment, and look, I can see why that one is so popular. A lot of nostalgia attached to that one as well. Back in the very early days of World of Tanks, where you tier 5 light tanks would find themselves matched up against tier 10 heavy tanks. So a lot more gold compensation here. Now, interestingly, with Holiday Ops last year, I was able to redirect a lot of the gold towards vehicles that had gone on sale as part of the advent calendar for gold. But it doesn't look like we have the opportunity to do that now. So we have the 3D style for Rinoceronte. Again, another... I'm up to P43 BIS at the moment. I was sort of heading up towards Progetto 65 when it was on track. So I'll be starting from tier 7. I'd suggest for the Italian heavy tank line. But having a schmexy 3D style there at the end of the line is probably a good motivator for that. All right, we're on our last handful of boxes now before we finish this out, and we can have a look at the loot total. 2 more. And there we go. And that is 250 boxes. 250 boxes gifted to me by WarGaming. Was worth about $440 dues. Certainly don't encourage that as your budget this year, but let's see, what have we picked? We picked up every tier 2 to tier 9 premium vehicle that was available that we didn't already have. And I guess the only one we already had was Vipera, so everything else here is new to us. We've picked up 9 3D styles, which I strongly suspect is every 3D style that I could possibly get there. Got Red Sheer Cat, of course, and appears to be twinsies for my little turd. 150 days of WoT Premium account, so that'll keep me out of trouble for another 5 months on top of the probably 2 years of premium account that I have at the moment. I'd love to see a mechanic where you can actually trade premium account as part of those whale sales, you know, when they sort of try to milk down your credits and your gold and your free experience. It would be good if your time was a tradable commodity as well. 11.3 million credits. That's going to be putting us in the vicinity of around 20 million credits. So we'll be well in. We'll be expected to keep going on that Japanese heavy tank line grind for sure. So that's 250 boxes worth. Ladies and gentlemen, let us get into the value assessment there. All right, folks, so fantastic result for us here. We've come away with every possible vehicle that we could come away with 250 boxes. In fact, we did that within the first 63. Got very lucky there. Total takeaway value based on what they told us the gold compensation value was 43,950 gold. The 3D styles, we don't really have a value on these other than in previous holiday ops, the indicated value was about 6,000 gold. So we picked up 9 of them, totaling 54,000 gold. So arguably more value in the 3D styles than we had in the premium tanks, which was interesting. I mean, had we thrown Vipera into the mix, then maybe that would be a little bit higher as well. But apparently 54,000 gold tied up with 3D styles. The premium time is a bit of a funny one because the more you get, the less it's worth per day because you can get it in those bundles. So I picked up 149 days in total. Now I've broken that up into various bundles. So it's the equivalent of a 90-day bundle, 30-day bundle, 14, and 1 day. That makes up 149 days. So that would be worth 13,850 gold. We also got gold, which 1 gold is worth 1 gold. 164,200 gold is what we have come up with here. And finally, credits. Now, credits are transacted at 1 gold for 400 credits. So with 11.3 million credits that we've come out with, that's arguably 28,250 gold worth. So total gold value out of 250 boxes was 304,250 gold. Now, the minimum that we'd have to pay to get this amount of boxes, 250 boxes, would be $435 dues. Now, if we run 304,250 gold through the any amount of gold in the premium shop, then that equivalent gold value is worth nearly $1,800 dues. So that's an incredible value here. It's an effective discount on the gold purchase of 76%. It does not get much better than that, ladies and gentlemen. So, and I guess it's that sort of value that Holiday Ops really is renowned for, coupled with, I guess, the safety net, where if you haven't received a vehicle after 49 boxes, you're guaranteed one on the 50th. And I think all of the Holiday Ops vehicles perform quite well in their own way at tier 8 and 9. Now, to take on a more cynical assessment, however, we haven't changed the value of the vehicles, but we've struck out Thunderchild and Jupiter Fulgur for Super Conqueror on the basis that, well, maybe there's people out there who don't like non-historical styles, and that's their business. I'm not really big on them for the 2D styles. So maybe let's strike them out and let's devalue the 3D styles from previous Holiday Ops to 4,500 gold. Premium time, gold is gold, but I'm not really a big fan of the credits transacted at 1 gold for 400 credits. I think that's horribly overvalued. So I've valued them at 1 gold for 1,000 credits. I think that's a lot closer to the mark. And that gives us a different grand total of 270,800 gold, which is worth closer to $1,500 dues rather than the $1,800 if we sort of take the full assessment. But even so, that is still representative of a 70% discount gold for gold. So yeah, we've opened a crap ton of boxes here, but you can't deny the value associated with Holiday Ops large boxes. So there is that safety net. If you haven't picked up a vehicle, a tier 8 or 9 premium vehicle after 50 boxes, that you will be guaranteed a vehicle. The downside is having to actually buy the number of boxes required to get there in the first place. So while I can tout the value, I just strongly encourage players don't chase the dream, because that can get quite expensive. What you want to do with holiday ops, and as I suggest with any of these large box events, or well, let's be fair, loot box events, set yourself a budget and stick to it. They're generally quite good value if you look at the secondary contents, particularly gold and credits, and premium time. But, don't get too invested in a single tank. Remember, your drop chance of a single tank, a single tier 8/9 premium tank, is only 2.4%, and there's no guarantee that you'll get the vehicle that you're chasing after your first 50 boxes. So do bear that in mind. Anyway, that's it for me, tankers. Fortunately, I've just blown my voice box out trying to put this video together. But thanks for bearing with us. It has taken a little while to get to. Just a horrendously busy couple of weeks at work, and yeah, being shot down with an upper respiratory infection wasn't a hell of a lot of fun either. Sort of still feeling the after effects of. So anyway, if I don't speak to you beforehand, have a safe and happy holiday season. Merry Christmas, good time with the families and all those good things. In the meantime, happy tanking and take care out there.